It live.
All
Go ahead
right.
and
Doing
share
it live.
Are we live?
I just hit the button. Hey,
Oh, okay.
Thomas, when you want to do your rant and rave, remember to back off. Back off from the mic.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't know if anybody else is going to roll in or not. Derek might come in.
Derek's going to go get some beer.
Charlie
People
might
love
come
the
in.
rant and rave.
Didn't Kendra predict your rave to the letter?
Yeah.
Oh
Thomas
yeah, it was
originally, Thomas
yeah.
wasn't originally going to be in today. Let's go ahead and start things off.
I was
the way we
not
always
going to be
do.
here, but
So this is live?
the
This is
people
live.
demanded it. You
Demanded.
all asked.
Thomas delivered.
Thomas is so loud on his. So loud.
That's
I'm
part of the
I
it's
need
part
to
of the gig,
bump
man.
Mine up. I'm the host. I need to be louder. There we go. Oh.
You gotta project. You gotta be boisterous.
I don't have a projectile. I don't have a projecting voice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this bitch started.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Ryan Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.
Over the.
And we are live.
Okay,
everybody.
we are. Yeah.
We are 100%
Never
live.
mind.
So we got some things. We didn't have a whole lot to talk about today. So you know what? Screw it. Let's go live. You know, people like to engage with us. You know, live, and then we can go ahead and answer your questions. And all that good
Evidently,
stuff.
we're interesting.
Sort of. The only thing that sucks. See, here's the thing that sucks about doing this show live is that we end up having to do it so early in the day. People are still working, unfortunately, and we don't do it on the weekends. So it's just
Why
like,
the fuck are you working? Fuck
yeah,
a job.
Yeah, why make money? You know, why support your family?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you see this? Hold on. There we go. Look at this. So this is an incident that happened on Monday. What happened? What happened was, I was cooking up a steak. You know, I don't have a grill at my new
Would it
place.
be possible for you to call me tomorrow?
I don't have a grill at my new place, so I had
We're
to cook
live.
it.
Jacob's on the phone.
Yeah.
Call tomorrow, please.
I had to cook the steak on a pan, you know. So I put some butter in the pan, and I'm about to slap that big old ribeye on that thing, and I do, and it splashes right on my arm, and that's what happened there.
But what does hot buttered brine taste like?
Oh
Look
my!
at Chevy, man. He's got a homemade Sundown Audio art.
I got a fantasy football question. I don't know if how many of our people
it's
watch
JP.
fantasy football.
JP's on the stream?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, JP.
I love you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for
Repping
the
down for sound.
hotel. Wait, did I say that out loud?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I burned myself pretty bad. It only hurt for like a minute, and I ran under the cold water, and then it started
Yeah.
blistering, and I got juices all over my bed while I was sleeping. That was
It's
nice.
funny because the same thing happened to Dave. Remember when Dave first started working here?
Ah,
The same
yeah.
exact thing happened to him. It was the same arm too.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
that's the arm. It's my dominant arm. You know, it's my right hand.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
Thomas, did you tell, or Donnie, did you tell Thomas, or vice versa, the new guy's name?
Eric?
See, I met him today,
Oh.
and he didn't introduce himself by any of those names. He goes by Cody apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is going on?
But apparently
hey, Derek.
his name is Thomas Lambert.
Yeah.
No
So-
shit.
Yeah. So
That's
Jake
not a real.
thought-
That's
yeah.
a bit.
No.
No, the dude's a fucking fan of the show. He's trolling.
No, I was looking
No,
at
no,
his documents, and I thought
it's
I
our new hire.
thought Brandon
No.
just
We have a new guy.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
got new guys all the time.
New
Derek's
guy.
mic isn't on.
New guy.
Derek's mic. Speak right there.
Or is Mike's Derek not on?
There you go. Say something.
Yo,
There you go.
All right.
Cool.
There we go.
All
What
right.
up,
We have a
Steve-
new guy?
What up, Steve Herman?
Yep.
another one.
Another new guy.
Another one.
Another one.
Can we? May we
So-
talk about?
Thomas, you're JP's right.
Actually, before we get into anything, guys.
I would say no.
Hey,
I love you.
before we get into
Jonathan
anything,
Price.
Probably
I kind of wanted to.
I love
so
you, I
this
really
is
do.
Halloween's tomorrow. I kind of wanted to get into a spooky theme. So
Spooky font.
for those of you watching, if you have some ghost stories or some weird shit that's happened to you in the past, I want you to call them in and leave a voicemail. Phone number, write it down, 969-0005. I'm actually going to write it in the chat.
Saddle,
here.
saddle, cinco.
Oh,
so
shit. Hold on a minute.
listen. Oh, what the fuck's going on?
252-969-0005.
828-459-1980.
That's Sundown's number, Derek.
Extension 118.
Is that
Also,
you?
we've got super chats up for those of you that are interested in donating towards the podcast.
Oh, I can see the chat
Super
here.
chats are
there
up
we go.
there.
I wasn't paying
Hey,
attention.
did you see this?
Yeah,
Somebody has
yeah.
a homemade art piece.
Yeah, I mentioned it a second ago.
On Birch.
Oh, did you?
Uh,
I must have been fiddling.
You were
with
spaced out, Donnie.
I was doing my fantasy football lineup, man.
Bro.
an
This
art
is
piece?
not-
I'd love
this
to
is
see
not
an
football.
art piece.
What
As long as it's like
we had
not
a second while you were getting
charcoal
everything.
drawing of your
How
Did
dare
get-
you?
You get
How
your
dare
abs
you,
balls.
Donnie?
You get your abs mixed up. And you got like Pikachu as your quarterback.
Yeah,
Dai, this should be your show today because this is Halloween.
I love Halloween.
I mean, this is
my
your
favorite.
time, you know?
This is my favorite, but like that stuff doesn't really transfer well because people want to hear about like
Speakers and shit.
well, like especially Jake's poll yesterday. I'm sure raised a lot of eyebrows. You know, SFB or Salt with
We
the
can talk a little bit of
1, 2,
that.
and 3.
Again, real quick,
Okay,
folks, we want to hear your spooky stories. Go ahead and leave us a voicemail, 252-969-0005. We'll play them on air for everybody.
Is that something you want to talk about, Jake? 'Cause I feel like that is a good.
Yeah, you
topic.
put up
Yeah,
a
man.
poll. Let's talk about your poll. And
Well,
does
let's
anybody
talk
have
about
anything
it.
to drink? May I get a beer? Derek, thank you very much for coming in and
How
bringing
do
a
I get
beer.
this?
Sponsored by Sundown. Unofficial.
How do I get comments to show up?
Then here comes Brandon with a case of
Oh
beer.
my
too.
god!
What do you mean?
How do I get them to show up? 'Cause
On-
I can't read that. I'm trying to read this.
On your YouTube?
Yeah, how much?
Dave's treating me good, bro.
I mean,
On
it
my
should
phone.
be somewhere up there on
It's
your
not
phone.
giving me comments.
I'm so happy y'all love Miller Lite. I really am.
Valisi or Vasali?
I
Vasily?
can't hear you. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
from
What?
Canada.
Hi,
buddy.
hi from America.
Here we go. I got it.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so Jake, talk about this
Remember,
poll you
like,
put
low
up
key, for
yesterday
real, anytime
about the
you guys need some
SFB
more,
versus salt.
Yeah, yeah.
Sunfire.
So we're trying to determine which route we're going to go first. Now, ideally, I want to do both things, but which direction we want to focus first. So we came out with the SFB 3000. It's selling great. Everybody loves it.
Yep.
The 5000, 8000 are already in production. Testing's good. We like them. So now, with the tariff situation and stuff, the price on the SAEs have gone up higher than I would like.
Right.
You know, and obviously I don't want to charge you guys that extra money, but I have to pay the government that extra money. So I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to get Sundown customers more wattage for less money? Well, I would be able to make SFBs in 1K, 1.5K, 2K, and of course we've already done 3K at very affordable prices.
Mhm.
Like an SFB 1K would be like 189.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and very small. So I put up a poll like, what would people rather see first? Would they rather see more SFBs or would they rather see more salt amps first? I think some people might have misunderstood thinking that I'm only ever going to do one or the other.
Right.
I'm talking about which one I'm going to do first.
That's what I was thinking too. I thought you were like, okay, what should I focus more on? I think is how I got.
Yeah,
it.
which one should I do first?
I think I understood it as like that's the way it's going to go because you know the SAE, the way they were set up didn't change. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've been here a long time, but it didn't change for a long time. The way the SAEs are set up, 1,000.
They really didn't
Yeah.
change at all.
Yeah.
No, there was no.
Yeah,
There's
they've
no
been the
version
same.
changes.
I think
And
it's
so
They just added
fear of change.
I think the only thing that's changed is we don't have the 1200. We used to have a 1200 a long time ago.
Long time
That's-
ago, yeah.
That's it.
Right.
So yeah, like the SAE 1000 has been out like 5 or 6 years. You know, great amp. Actually, the SAE 1000 is the best-selling amp from
Holy
Sundown
shit.
Audio of all time.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah. Of all time, the best-selling amp we've ever sold. It's sold more than every version of every 1500 we've ever sold combined,
Right.
which is pretty staggering.
I mean, price point. You know, it was right on par with everybody else. You know.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
given what the poll has shown you so far, what's projecting from
Last I
from
checked,
the
it was like
public?
45, 55%.
Yeah, it's actually really close, and I think that a lot of people vote Salt because the Salt is just a cool amp, and
Yeah.
they're not necessarily going to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, the feedback from a lot of my local dealers, you know, people that don't sell online, is that they need more stuff from us that is lower cost, which is
Yeah.
totally SFB all the way. But you know,
It's unfortunate, but at the same time, we have to keep. gotta keep
like
up with it.
so. As I mentioned in the poll, like a Salt 2K would be like $650. you know, and an SFB 2K would be like $250. You know, that's a big difference. And it's not to say that I'll never make Assault 2K, but which one should I do first? Which one is really going to satisfy the majority of Sundown customers?
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, oh, what about the competitors? Well, all of our competitors are already using Salt 4s or bigger,
Right.
which we are making anyway.
Yeah,
You
when you compare those two lines head to head, without a doubt, nobody that needs the durability of the Korean amps needs that in something like a 1K.
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes to a 1K, nobody's overdriving these things. Nobody's
Right.
Trying to do the
Well, they
competition
shouldn't
thing
be.
where we're doing things like different voltages, different impedances, running things at quarter ohm. Like you don't do that with
I think
smaller
the only
amps.
time
right.
you'll see somebody who's like a low wattage class.
Like even
No.
then, like all the low wattage
They just
class,
use a big amp and turn
Literally,
it down.
all those guys are using like
Oh,
12Ks or bigger.
Were they clamp classes?
Yeah, all the clamp
never
classes.
mind.
Those guys are using enormous amps.
Gotcha. By the way, folks, if you've got questions in general, just about the company or for us, leave them in the comments here, and when we'll get to them. Also, Super Chats is up. If you want to donate, go ahead and do that. That'd be awesome.
I haven't been listening this entire time.
Hey, Thomas.
I had somebody ask today,
Yeah.
like why. So I guess when you did your video, it's unofficial.
I don't give a shit.
I guess one of them was it didn't. One of the SFB 3Ks didn't do 3K. Was it because of lower voltage, or did they just watch it wrong? Maybe.
They all did 3K or more.
I think
every
that-
test
I
I've
think
done
it's
has
some-
done more.
I think
There
at
might
one
have been some
point we
confusion.
published a test at like 12 or 13 volts. Where
Yeah.
I got the
Oh, that's
question.
that's
late.
possible.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got
I
the
mean,
question late, and I didn't watch the video. So I'm
yeah.
just
I mean, keep in mind that all the SFBs are rated at 14.4.
Right.
So I don't even remember if I did a 12 volt test, but yeah, if you do it at 12 point whatever, it's going to be down a little bit.
right.
okay.
Yeah, you
That-
basically.
I'm trying to
Donnie,
highlight that about all the SFB amps. They're all rated at 14.4. If you need something, you want that power at 12 volts, you got to go Salt series.
Just
So
to-
if you sent that question, if you watched, then there you go.
just for reference, Donnie, when the lower your voltage, in most cases, the lower the wattage you're going to get out of it.
Right.
There is
Makes
a cap usually, a window. Like Derek was saying with the 7500, once you just got to a certain point, you didn't really get much out of it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm talking about higher voltage.
Yeah,
rate
something like a
range.
7500, you can run up to 16.2, but really after about 15.5, you barely get any extra power out
Right.
of it.
So you're trying to
you're
get
almost topped out at 15 volts. That extra half volt, you're going to get a little bit extra, but like going to 16.2, you're lucky if you get like 50 more watts out of the amp.
Right.
It's not worth all the extra
So-
effort you'd have to put in to run that
Steve,
high
I'd be
voltage.
happy to sell you 152 SAM 500s.
That'd be awesome.
So-
I've been thinking
If
in
only
my,
they were strappable.
in my own personal build, I've been thinking about doing the
4-channel,
SD4
right? That'd be the
8s
smallest.
and doing a 500, a SAM 500 per, and kind of lining them up like that, along with the woofers.
So I
They're
got two
pretty nice.
questions here.
What
What's
are
the
they?
smallest salt amp you're going to do?
200.4.
Now, what?
The 2-channel.
200.4. The 4-channel.
The 2-channel will be smaller.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. So
I think they may be talking about
smallest
mono amps.
salt. So
Oh, small.
realistically, like I don't know that a salt amp would be practical below 2K. I was planning on testing prototypes like 1Ks and 1.5s, but I don't think it would be practical less than that. So more than likely that would be as small as I would really go on that.
I'm going to get to William McCaleb real quick.
Yeah.
William, I remember your name and I remember your email, and I'm the guy you've been talking back and forth to here recently, and your situation's a little bit off. I have to figure out how to word it properly to you, and I'll get back to you. Don't worry. I got your email. It's a touchy thing. I got to figure out how to word it,
Yeah.
Is that one that I sent to you?
It is one you sent to me, yes.
Oh.
All right. Why is the Team sub on the discontinued tab on the website? Because the Team V1 is discontinued, and the Team Neo is also discontinued. The only current team is the Team Ferret V2,
They only come in 18s.
and that's we're only selling them in 18s.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Um,
website probably hadn't been updated
To be
even show
fair,
that
I was
one.
about to say, to be fair, our website is kind of
I actually spoke to Adam Gear today. He's working pretty hard to try to get our new website up, which will have all that stuff. But we don't want to keep updating the old one when we have the new one in the
Yeah.
pipeline.
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
In order for us to
Oh,
get
new.
the new website completely updated, we have to take some more pictures and get some more parameters. And right now, we have been so spread thin, just in the office and warehouse in general.
Yeah, we're
we
moving,
haven't
so it's
had-
like
we haven't had time.
it's pretty rough.
So in order for Adam to finish his job, we have to finish our side of it first.
And there's like 50, 11 billion new products that's come out in
Right.
the past few months.
And the people that used to take the pictures for us don't do it anymore. So now we have to source that or take them ourselves, and they need to look professional. So
Yep.
we have to figure that out too. So yeah, let's see if I think we've got a phone call here. Let me go ahead and refresh this real quick. 'Cause I think we got a phone call. What do we got?
Oh, new.
What do we got? 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 Reload. Yeah, we've got a voicemail. I don't know anything about this. Don't even know if it's pertaining to the spooky stuff. But let's go ahead and
Spooky.
click this.
You haven't even listened to it yet?
What
Nope.
up, Sundown? This is, we'll just call me Concerned Citizen. So I had something happen to me last night.
Uh-oh.
Was
Last night.
so good. I mean, it was awesome that it ended up being spooky. And what it was is I had the best piece of ass I ever had last night.
Good job,
I
buddy.
mean, I was in the bathroom, and
You're in
got
the
toilet
bathroom.
paper and
Oh.
did my duty, and my fingers slipped right through the toilet paper. Got me
Don't
right in
you
the ass.
hate it? Don't you hate it? Derek, you didn't hear that
I ever
part,
had.
did you?
No.
Damn it.
All right, man. You
That's
gotta take it
hilarious.
easy.
Hold on, hold on.
To the toilet paper.
Oh.
God bless that guy,
Yeah.
whoever he is. I hope all your dreams come true.
So he was wiping his because you took your headphones off. He was wiping his ass. His finger went up through. That's the worst feeling, by the way.
Did this happen to you, Derek? Like,
You're doing it all wrong then if your
Some
if your
point,
toilet
no.
paper thickness is insufficient.
I am very particular with the toilet paper that I buy because I cannot stand when your finger goes through the toilet paper, and I make sure I get enough on there too.
So I had another question too.
I recently bought some crappy toilet paper on the recommendation of somebody, and it's very crappy.
What kind did you get?
It's that bulk toilet paper from Sam's Club. That Jimmy's like, oh, it's so awesome
Was it
and
Scott's?
it's cheap. Yes.
Oh, Scott's is terrible.
I bought some, and immediately, even my kids are like, we need to just throw this away.
The best toilet paper for the value and for what it is that you're buying, period, in my opinion, Walmart brand, like heavy duty, whatever it's
That's
called.
because you hadn't tried the kind that I just ordered from Amazon.
Well,
Yeah, you
it's-
got
it's
to
a
go.
really good
I've done the
price.
Walmart Deluxe brand as
Yeah.
well as Sam's Club had their own like Great Value Deluxe, whatever.
But this is supposed to be
It's-
like
it's okay.
Charmin, but I actually get Charmin, and Charmin will leave little balls in your ass. Like little dingleberries.
I got the.
I don't like the dingleberries.
What's the Amazon?
Hey, the third area. Thank you very much for your super chat. Thank you, sir.
does someone just give us money because we're talking about toilet paper?
Yeah.
There's a. It's called.
Well,
Brian.
he's got a question. Hold on. He's got a question. We have to get to it because it's a super chat.
Yep.
Is it any trade in 12s from team members
Ooh.
in the yard sale?
No.
We at one point we had some nightshades, but I'm pretty sure they're all gone.
Can you be more specific?
Hey,
What
I
model 12?
got a whole case of the Kirkland toilet paper at home.
I know that.
But
I know that there's X.
But I actually like the Presto from Amazon even better.
Really?
So, but I do have a real question.
All right.
Are you ever going to do the ZV5 to? I assume he means V6. The answer is yes. That'll probably happen in 2020, closer to the end of the year.
So the V stands for version. So it's the Z
ZV5
version
V2.
5. So it'll be
Part
a
two.
version 6 now.
Well,
Mark II.
It's confusing because some other brands,
have
companies
have
have
revisions. And,
well, they have V like in the series, so I've noticed that.
yeah,
Which makes it really confusing sometimes.
we're not gonna name names.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
What's going on with the NSV 4.8? It's kind of backburnered right now.
I'm waiting for my patent to clear on the basket before I go any further,
Gotcha.
and that takes quite some time.
And we've unveiled that frame here a few times on the show.
I'm pretty sure there's some U12s in the yard sale. If he wants a U.
There's U12s. There's also X12s. I was just in there today. I saw some X12s. So
I have some X15s with the coil set back a little bit listed.
It says your toilet paper doesn't have enough layers of winding.
but anyway,
I actually did the math when I ordered that Presto of cost per sheet
right?
and all that.
You
but
did all the math. Cause
yeah, I did.
You probably
Yeah.
spreadsheeted the shit too. Didn't
It's
you?
it is it is point zero. The Presto in the smaller rolls is a better deal than the bigger rolls. You would think it'd be the other way, but in the smaller rolls, it's 0.0028 cents per sheet.
Yep. What
No,
type of
I
message?
messed up and got a pack of the bigger individual rolls.
Like
Like
sometimes they don't fit on the thing.
yeah, and there it's you
I love
almost we
those.
got to set it on the back of the toilet
Yep.
and take it off
Yep.
by hand
Yep.
until it gets small enough
Yep.
to go on the roller.
exactly.
And,
And
this
then
has driven my household.
the
mad.
Presto stuff, it's 0.003 cents for the big roll, 0.028 for the smaller rolls. You would think that the bigger roll would be cheaper per sheet because there's fewer cardboard tubes.
Yeah.
But that is not the case.
There we go.
It's an anomaly, Derek.
They didn't ditch the cardboard tubes. Toilet paper companies.
Yeah,
They're waste.
or make them smaller. You know, make the
They
diameter
don't. I
smaller.
mean, they don't even need them. What's the point of it anymore?
Right. I am the type of person that does not like toilet paper on the roll at all, or on the roller. I actually like it off the roller so I can use my hands.
That's because you use the whole roll to wipe your ass, man.
Like the worst toilet paper,
So-
as I've been traveling a lot, I've been doing a lot of like road trips and stuff lately. And it's the toilet paper in rest areas.
Oh,
absolute like.
There's like wood
there's
chips in
nothing
it.
to Yeah,
There's like bark in it.
It's not even that. There's nothing to it. It's so thin.
At my college, it was like that, but it was recycled, and there was like bark and shit in it. I actually
Recycled
started
shitty
at
paper.
Western. Yeah, you went there.
I went to Western.
You know that stuff. It'll make
I
your
know that
asshole
stuff.
bleed.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. When I got
Before
food,
the
I got
trees.
food poisoning up there, and like I was like bleeding. Yeah, and so I started bringing my own after that. So,
I'm telling you, man, that Walmart brand, heavy duty, whatever the hell it's called, that shit's
Kendra,
awesome.
how would a car come to be able to not increase the prices with new tariffs? It's really not possible. Like,
I mean, you can
it's
you
not.
can cheat.
Yeah,
you can
I
cheat
mean,
and scam and lie and try and get around
Yeah.
them, or somebody's going to lose money.
Some of the big companies I saw, like I think it was Kenwood, what they're doing is they're actually spreading the tariff across items that aren't even being tariffed.
And that's how we started, right?
To keep, yeah, I started doing that, but I didn't. I felt that was a little unfair for the items that weren't being tariffed. So I'm putting it per item. So items that aren't being tariffed are not raising. Items that are tariffed are lower rate, got a lower increase.
I think it's how we started because when the tariffs first hit like 2 years ago, we decided to spread it
I
throughout.
spread
all
a
the
little bit
product.
across the other stuff,
Right.
and then I decided, well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and then it kind of distorts things. So I just decided to keep it per thing.
Joe Rigger 36 says, "Are you hiring?" You obviously didn't see the beginning of the show. We've had like 20 new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all.
They come
We
and go.
had a Marine. We had an ex-Marine.
Yeah.
Tell me today where he's at,
Are we allowed to
because
talk about-
No
ask
names. No
me
names.
because it's not here. He's gone.
So yes, Joe Rigger 36.
Do you know if the external?
Talking more about the tariffs, though, I want to mention like we've already seen a lot of companies that immediately shifted their production from China.
Yeah.
Moved it to somewhere else. whether
Vietnam
it's-
is pretty
Yeah,
common.
Vietnam,
Yeah,
but there's
Thailand,
Other
Yeah.
countries
anywhere
are
else.
being affected by it, though.
They
now.
will be soon, maybe.
Yeah, and
We
well,
don't know.
no doubt. It's predicted the tariffs are going to spread. They're going to
Yep.
go to other. There's already talks about
Well,
putting tariffs on Europe.
They just
and
hit
different
Europe. They
places.
did hit Europe. They got
So
they got
that's in
wine,
effect?
wine, scotch, butter, things like that.
Kendra, you can send your package here if you'd like. I mean, I don't know when we're moving.
We're still like half and half,
yeah,
man.
we're going to be.
Yeah, well, we're going to be
here
in
for a
this
while.
building.
I gotta tell Kendra
Kendra
something. Kendra, I was driving down the road the other day,
Love
and
you,
I saw
Kendra.
an SUV that said something about being a respiratory specialist, and I meant to text you right away, but I forgot. But yeah, I saw that and I thought about you.
Big booty Judy.
By the way, speaking of thinking about all of you, I still have the one chip.
Yeah.
You should do it right now. Where is it?
Doing it right now.
Is it in your car?
I'm not doing it right now because tomorrow is Halloween.
Why'd you bring it up?
Listen. I'll tell you why. Like, I still have the one chip. I'm not doing it right now because I want to have a wonderful Halloween with carving pumpkins with my son tomorrow.
That's a good reason.
Okay, so I'm going to pick a weekend. I'm going to pick a weekend where I don't have anything to do.
No kid.
That's debatable, but I'm going to live stream it.
Yeah.
Where the whole time is just me, and I take the one chip, and I do the thing, and you're there for all of it. So, anyone listening, I'm going to do it. Okay?
He's not
I
gonna do
just didn't want to do it around these assholes.
Thanks, Thomas. We love you too.
Tom just wanted to do it by himself to
Yeah.
himself.
I love
He
to
didn't wanna
do it
eat-
by myself. So,
That's why he's JP's right hand man.
Hey, Kendall,
amazing.
Kendall, you can send that to the old shop. We'll get it.
So I would like to, because I'm
If
sure
you want
everybody
to.
here has some kind of a scary story of some sort that's happened to them in their life at some point, right? Before we get to that, I want to talk about some things we have for sale. We're doing a bit of a fundraiser. This fundraiser is going basically all the profits of it are going towards us moving this room into the new building. In order for us to do that, I got to paint walls, I got to get some new equipment, and hopefully I can fix all the sound and hardware bugs we got going on with our equipment here. Hopefully. But in order to do that, need a little bit of funding. What we have set up here,
I like that one.
what we have set up here is an ad through Teespring. Let's go ahead and show you guys this. Here we
Better
go.
fix them legging
Looks
prices,
good.
Brian.
Yeah. I don't know.
how
the
do I
price.
get one of those for
Oh,
free,
oh.
Brian? How do I get one of those?
Got-
Well, it's not going to be free, but you don't need money.
$45.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Look, I don't. This is the
Kyle.
pricing they set up. What I'm gonna do.
I love you,
I
Kyle.
have. Hold on. I have a promo code for everybody watching today. I will give you that promo code. You'll have to write it down. Okay. Let's go ahead and show you
Those
what we got
are
going on.
wonderful.
I gotta
looking
stop you for a
hoodies.
second. I totally read that wrong. I was like, "What's dark winter? Is that like before winter starts? You wear it after dark winter?"
So here's what we got going on. We've got, let's see, here's hoodies. And if you go down here, there's different colors. Okay.
Yeah.
We have different color hoodies. There's
The gray one.
Shit,
really
man.
Yeah, I actually,
like the
I
gray
think I
one.
might get myself that one. I really
like the
like
gray
Oh,
that.
one.
it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does look
Same thing. We
good.
got
Hey,
we got long
you
sleeve.
got you got hoodies with a zipper.
This company does not have hoodies with a
man.
zipper. Derek can supply with that though. I'm sure.
And I could do them for a fraction of that price.
Hey, come on down, Derek.
Chill.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, whoa.
One of our new
whoa,
employees
whoa.
is on right now. She just got on. Christina.
Christina.
just got on.
But
Scariest thing they have gone through is walking in the bathroom after Brian. That is true.
Oh my God.
Everybody says that.
That's
could.
rough.
Everybody says that.
So we've
I'm
got two.
capable.
We've got two different types of hoodies. There's a premium hoodie and then there's a standard hoodie. The standard one's a little bit cheaper. Then there's also like long sleeve sweaters.
What's the difference in the premium hoodie? What makes it so?
Come on, Derek. Why you gotta be like that, Derek? Huh?
Why is there a description that at least says
Why is
like
it premium?
Here it
the
says
brand,
more
the weight,
details.
anything?
I don't know.
It's poly cotton blend. So what's the?
Maybe it's a better material. I know this one's got a white what's that thing called?
That's a
Drawstring.
That's a string.
Yeah. All right, so we've got T-shirts for men and women. There's different colors. There's
It's
a coffee. There's a
ma'am.
coffee
Oh,
cup.
I kind of want that.
Yeah, there's a coffee cup.
Oh,
there.
I like that.
We've got again more shirts. There's cell phone cases for iPhones and Samsung phones. Don't ask me the details. I don't know.
Bye.
And then for the ladies or the men, who there's leggings.
Thomas is going to be wearing those to work next Friday.
Huh?
Watch.
oh shit! Look at those.
Yeah. The leggings are expensive.
Listen,
so here's the
listen.
deal.
You send me a pair of those.
Small, extra small.
I'll wear them on the show. No. like hit me
And
up.
do the one chip challenge.
Hit me up in the DM.
Actually, I'll go ahead and I will copy.
Hit me up in the DM. Send me a pair of those. I'll wear them on the show. I will.
That's
I
terrifying.
wonder if we can get. I would get a coffee cup if it had Ryan's logo that he did for us, like with the street lights. That would be really cool. If there was a way to get that on there.
So I just sent a link in the chats
Yeah.
for if you guys are interested in purchasing more equipment or purchasing the products I just showed you. Oh, there we go. Also, if you are not watching this or you're watching it later, you can always go to our Facebook page. The link is there. I also set this up. See, Teespring has a partnership with YouTube.
Brian,
and,
I just got the most brilliant idea about the leggings ever.
and we should have underneath the video that you're watching.
That Brian should wear.
It's
them.
called a shelf, a merchandise shelf, so you should be able to just click the stuff there and purchase it.
We'll
So-
all wear the leggings.
Anyway, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy 2 pairs of leggings. I'm gonna send them to Taylor and Brett from Everyday Audios and see if they'll wear them on their show.
Oh shit! That would be
Do they
amazing.
take calls on their show? Do they?
I don't know.
I
Because we need
what
to-
they
we
do?
need
They,
to
well,
call-
they,
Did you know that I was their
can-
first guest?
they do
I know it's
everything
called-
I
live.
watched it, but we need to call and troll them because they called and trolled us.
Well,
pretty
they
funny.
do it live, and they do like if they've got something that pertains to you, they'll send you a link and you can call in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's how I ended up on that one day when I
Without your
was
shirt?
without my shirt on. Yeah. All right. So anyway, spooky stories. Actually, do we want to get to any of these questions?
Spooky
Are there any questions here that we need to get to
I
before
think
we
that
get to that?
I've kept
No,
pretty
there's
up to
been
date.
no new questions.
All right, scariest thing. All right, so who wants to start off? Does anybody have any funny stories or crazy stories that happened to them that's kind of scary?
I have 2, but I'll share one.
Let's get one of yours, and then it looks like we got a voicemail here too. So go ahead and get to your one.
Oh, it says they take callers too.
Are you gonna play the voicemail now?
No, go ahead and tell your story.
Oh shit.
All
Cool
right.
story, bro.
All right.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, so I have 2 stories. I don't know. Maybe I'll share the other one if more people get in here.
Yeah.
But one of them is super scary. One of them is not so scary.
Are you telling both stories?
No, I'm gonna tell the one for now, and if more people want to hear the other one, I'll tell the other one. So
Okay.
get the fuck in here. And a lot of people close to me know both of these stories. I don't know if Derek knows either of these stories, but I'll tell you the one that's not scary. I was
Can you back away from Mike a little bit?
okay.
Thank you.
Well, I'm doing this so I can hear myself.
Okay.
So sorry. My ears are kind of messed up. So.
Is that the story?
Yeah, that's the story. Happy
losing
Halloween,
people.
everybody.
I'm just joking. So go on.
All right, Thomas. Let's do this.
Okay, so totally true. Swear on my son's life, and I do not care if you don't believe me. So laugh all you want. I don't give a shit. This is what happened. This is the not so scary one. I'm a very light sleeper. And when I used to live with my mom and dad, I was about in a community college at this time. So I was less than 20 years old. If mom and dad, you're listening, hi. This happened. I was asleep, and being a very light sleeper, the sunlight coming through the windows used to wake me up, and because of that, my mother bought these very thick brown curtains, and Donnie might remember them because I thought they were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like blackout curtains.
Yeah, they were like blackout. My room was dark, and I loved it. And I hate the sun. I hate the sunlight. I'm very much a vampire. So, if the slightest crack in those curtains happened, the sun would come up, and about 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, whenever the fucking sun rises. Sunrise.
There you go.
It would wake me up because it hit me right in the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay? So, one day, totally legit.
You were cranking it.
Yeah. Now, one day, I was awoken to a golden light. And my eyes open, and I was like, it's sunlight. And on the left side of me, there is my alarm clock, and I looked at it, and it was like 4:30. It was way too early for it to be sunrise. So I roll over to my right side, and in the very corner of my room, I used to have, and you both can confirm this, used to have a big old dresser, and there was a mirror. Yeah. Above the mirror on the right-hand side was a ball of light about as big as my fist, and it was gold. It was like looking at a star in the sky. It was golden, and it was radiating this light. It was pulsating.
There you go.
And it lit up.
Fucking UFOs, man.
It lit up the whole room.
Totally aliens.
And a complete golden light. And then me
Aliens.
just being like, I didn't know what to do with it.
I should have brought my Daylight mask.
I like, for real, like, I rolled over as like a 19-year-old kid. I rolled over to my left, put the blanket over my head, and I was just like, it's not real. And I fell back to sleep, and I woke up never knowing what the hell that was. And if I could go back and do it again, I would love to be like, what the fuck? Because this thing was glorious looking. Like, as I remember it, it was.
Did it do anything to you?
It didn't do anything. It didn't move.
That you know of.
How did it go away? Like, how long did this take? This whole thing. Once you
this
saw it,
this happened in about the span of a minute. Because
it just
really
dissipated, or
no, it didn't do anything. I just looked at it, and I was thinking, I was like
frozen with fear.
Like fear.
Yeah.
I was like, I must be dreaming. This must be weird. But my whole room was like, it was almost like like a disco ball.
Yeah.
But it
Your
was
wife's on.
golden, and just it was like gold light.
Nice.
And it was very weird. And that was actually that I'm not saying this is correlated, but this is remember when Aunt Gladys died? Do you remember Aunt Gladys? No, you don't remember.
Donnie does not know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't.
We have an
Gladys.
aunt. We have an Aunt Lori.
have a lot of aunts.
It was around the time Aunt Gladys died, and that was one of our relatives up in West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Now, like, I'm not saying that was Aunt Gladys, but like that was the timeline.
Oh, okay. I don't.
That it was really, it was totally weird, man.
She's one of
So
our like million ants. Yeah.
It's a lot of ants. All right, Thomas. Well,
my
thank
wife
you.
is laughing at me.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you,
story,
honey.
Thomas.
I've told you that story.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead.
I've also told Amanda the other story. Like, how many viewers are in here? If I get 60 viewers in here, I'll tell the other story.
There's no way.
Not at this time of the day.
There's
Ain't
no
nobody.
way.
Nope.
I'll tell the other story. The other story will make you shit your pants.
Yeah.
I see William Hurston here. He's our New Zealand guy.
All right, so we've got a couple of stories here, actually, a couple of voicemails. Let's go ahead and go to those. I know this phone number. Everybody knows this phone number by now. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
What's going on, guys?
Ginger ale.
I got a somewhat spooky story, and I hope the wind noise isn't bad because I'm actually on my way to work.
Or he's in the bathroom.
I was working at a hospital in their neurotrauma ICU, and we had a young lady who was involved in a motor vehicle accident, and she ended up passing away. But we had determined her brain dead, so we did a terminal extubation, which is I plug because you're gone. But anyway, I extubated her, pulled the tube. She passed. She was pronounced dead, and probably might have been about 10 minutes after she was pronounced dead, I was pulling the ventilator out of the room, and the nurse was pulling IV tubes and all of that out of her so we could clean her up so, either the family could come back in and take a look at her or the funeral home could come pick her up. Well, as the nurse is cleaning her legs off, both of her arms raised up as if she was going to give somebody a hug.
Oh.
And the nurse
Jesus.
screamed, "Oh, shit!"
Whoa.
Somewhat
She started
spooky.
crying. She said, "She's reaching up to Jesus." And I was
Oh, my
in the
God.
corner of the room dying, laughing so hard because I thought it was funny as hell.
Is that a nervous
It
system
scared the
thing?
shit out of that
Maybe.
nurse.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's
Anyway,
Nervous
you guys
system.
have a good day.
That's crazy,
Dude.
bro.
there's
Dude, that
a
would
like
scare the shit
totally
out
a
of me.
lot. Yeah, but if you were there, you would shit your pants.
Oh
dude.
my God.
Hey, we had a guy that said it's a known issue.
Did that imagine that. Imagine that. Person's
That's
dead.
scary as hell.
Holy
Oh
crap.
my God.
Another guy said, "Is Thomas okay?"
Am I okay? I mean, that depends on who you ask.
All right,
but-
we've got another voicemail. Haven't listened to it. Let's hope it's a good one.
I shot him 6 times.
Oh
I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the arm. Damn, it got me very funny.
What is happening?
I shot him 6 times. 6 times. Smiley.
Come on, guys.
Oh, Halloween.
It's from Halloween.
Halloween. Oh, okay.
Who's there?
No, it freaked me out at first.
It's loud in here.
That's fun. Thank you.
All right.
I
Thank you.
absolutely love those movies. Donnie loves them more than anyone,
yeah.
anything. Even the Rob Zombie ones, even the reboot. Like, I love
This
Michael
would be a
Myers.
good segue into
Yeah.
that. So yeah, Ray Pereira made a dust cap for me,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll see if I
and it
can
looks
pull
really
up.
cool.
He's saying that to you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Did you see
That
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. I thought he was just That thing is awesome.
This is.
Yeah,
That's him.
All right. Let's see if I can pull that up.
I think he looks really cool.
Oh, dude, it looks great.
Yeah.
Glows in the dark too.
Glows in the dark.
That is stellar. That is.
Oh, that's sad.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Ray.
I don't even know what his name was. That sounds
So,
terrible.
keep
Well,
going.
when
This
he
is all
passed.
within the last 8 hours.
Good Lord. All right. Hold on. I gotta find it.
The actor Friday passed. It's very the comedy.
It wasn't that long
Community.
ago. Ray posts a lot of
That
stuff.
shit cracked me up. Frogita
Like-
or whatever.
The hits very hard.
Well, you're never gonna find it. But anyway, it was really cool.
Oh, here we go.
There it is. It's literally right over here. Look at that.
It glows in the dark too. Look at that.
I'm pretty stoked.
That is too cool.
Isn't that neat?
So
Donnie,
this,
aren't you getting a system in your car?
So this dust
Are you
cap
going to
is
get
going.
this dust cap?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting that dust cap put on my SA.
It's
Shit.
going to be on an SA12 V2.
Yes.
And what are we seeing there? What is all
Well,
this?
that's the movie poster, the original one sheet
Got the
for the
knife
first
and- knife
Halloween.
and the-
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Look at it glow in
Oh
the dark.
glows in the
Yes.
dark.
God.
Yeah.
Ray, great job, man.
That's awesome.
For real, great job.
All right, well-
11 views. Pump those views
We'll put
up,
that in the-
motherfucker. That thing.
Well, he
is
did it on his personal
impressive.
page, and I don't know if he did it on his business page or not. So
I'm
just
really,
pulling up.
I'm really happy with it, Ray. That's awesome. If you're listening, that's so cool.
Yes.
You'll have to get some black lights put in your trunk.
Well, he's got
Yeah,
to make that
LED.
glow.
He's got an LED.
Ray,
And
I
the
don't like
LED is already in my
anything.
Yeah,
I don't
there's-
like anythanything,
there's
but
LEDs
I
in the
actually
box. I don't know
really
if-
do.
If it's glow in the
like
dark,
work
you put a
do
black light
if
on
you're
it, and it'll
listening.
just.
Yeah.
It's like that thing's a light bulb.
That
once you do
crackle
that.
finish is really badass too.
I like it a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know how he does that. He
Kind
uses
of,
some chemicals.
It kind of resembles the mask a little bit. Like
Yes.
The new mask.
Yes. I know. I thought the same thing.
I really want to be an extra in the new film, but I don't know where.
Oh, my
Because they're
God,
filming.
dude,
for those
I
of you that
can't
don't know,
wait.
they're filming the new Halloween in
North Carolina. Yeah.
But it's too much work to like track down.
Oh,
where
my
these guys
goodness.
are.
The third
like-
era's got a question for you, Donnie. Down low.
What was Ginger Ale talking about when he
Says
said,
he
"Hurry
ran
up,
into my-
Thomas, I'm
ran into
almost
my
to
knife."
work"? Did I not?
He
Tell
ran
with
into
your
my
story.
knife 10 times.
Yeah, what movie is that from? He wants to
It's
know.
not from a Halloween.
I don't know either.
He ran into my knife.
I might be late. I don't know. Did you get to hear all of my story?
What is it?
I don't know. Third era. Let us know what that is. I forget his name.
You get
too.
30 more people in here. I'll tell you the fucked up one.
Jake, do you have any stories? Any scary, spooky stories? Or
I had a jumping spider in my car today. he was on my A pillar and he was like looking at me like, "I'm gonna jump on you, bro." So
right?
I had to decide what I was gonna do with him. So I managed to get him out of the car.
How'd you do that?
I had a koozie in my door panel and I grabbed him gingerly and I threw him out of the car.
Ginger ale.
I didn't really want to kill him, so hopefully he's okay.
He says a woman said it, Donnie.
So is this like a spoof film, or is this...
Donnie watches a lot of B movies.
I watch a lot of horror films, like
Greasy Strangler.
like daily.
Greasy Strangler. Yes.
I've seen the Greasy. It's not the Greasy Strangler for sure. It's not any of the Halloweens. I don't think.
So we got a question here, Donnie.
Yeah.
While you're thinking, other than Sundown, what brand are you all gonna put in our personal rides? Excess Power, of
Yep,
course.
definitely.
If you're talking about like general audio equipment, I believe we have like a what is that? An Audison DSP in the BMW.
We do. Yep.
Yeah, and I like Alpine head units, things like that.
Right.
Ed.
There's a spider right
Yeah,
there.
Ed. Yep.
Spider right
Oh,
there.
dude, there's spiders all over this room. This
See him,
room
Thomas?
is disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get him.
Donnie, do you have any
Use the
spooky stories?
fighter.
Donnie, you got all sorts of stories.
I'm
Donnie,
curious about this Ed business.
No. Ed is the guy's name who's writing it out. That's his name.
Oh, I thought this movie was called Ed. I was like, I know Ed Wood, but anyway, I'm not as into horror and the paranormal as I am. I'm not a huge believer. Not really. Well, I would say I'm a believer, but I've not actually seen.
Never
anything.
experienced.
I've never
Me
experienced.
either,
Other
but,
than,
yeah.
well, I will say I had one kind of cool thing. This past weekend, I was in New Orleans.
Nolans.
I was in New Orleans, yeah, and they have tarot readers there in the street, and I'm sure it's all just a whatever, but we went to the Anne Rice Vampire Ball the Saturday night, and they had tarot readings. It was covered in our cost, and So Kaylee's like, let's do a couples reading. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And it was a little terrifying, like how accurate she was, just with some rocks and cards. Like I'm serious. It wasn't general.
No,
she had some specific. I mean, not like the color shirt I was wearing on a certain day. Not that specific, but it's like she knew us. It was really strange.
Did she tell you your past or your future? Or both?
Like our present, like what?
It's called like cold reading. It's an art.
Yeah, well, it's just really interesting.
So there was no fortune telling to it.
Thomas,
no,
a beer, please.
No,
yes, sir.
But it was kind of, and I realized that it's a strategy. You kind of, make broad assumptions on people based on how they're interacting or how they're interacting with people in the place. I get the idea. I understand, how it works.
Some of those people are very talented.
But it was very good. I feel like it was more specific than I was planning. But no, I wouldn't say that I have any. I always go to what I think are haunted places or haunted cemeteries or like there's that one on.
But you've never had anything. You've never had an experience. No aliens. No nothing.
I have no alien experience.
Either, man. Nothing.
Nothing.
You think I'm gonna share something fucking weird with 26 of you motherfuckers? 26 of you degenerates out there listening to me? Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
We lost numbers.
Yeah. If we did the show at 8 p.m., we would get more people, but nobody here wants to stay that late.
Yeah.
So I hope the other story is better. Look at this guy.
I want to know what movie. Sorry, I really want to know what movie he's talking about, Ed.
Oh, my balls hurt. All right, Derek.
I don't know.
What do you got going on?
William Hurst got it. It's called Cell Block.
I got shit that's so weird that I'm afraid to tell it to friends, much less you. So pump it up and I'll fucking share it. I will.
Derek, do you have a spooky story? I think you've mentioned the shit that's happened to you in this building before, because this building's got some shit going on.
I've talked about some of the randomness that happens here at night when you're.
It's a little noisy in here.
When you're here at midnight, and there'll be some very random things happen, like the voices. You'll swear somebody's 8 feet from you talking, having a conversation, even though you can't see nothing.
You
the footsteps behind you.
You absolutely swear to this.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
happened.
Because
I'm not. Other people don't want to admit it, but I'm not the only one that's experienced.
Listen,
Thomas and I have had
listen.
Or the doors that'll randomly open and shut themselves.
Jacob, you're the one who's got the fucking code to the door and shit. Have I not spent until about 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
I have been in this building, but just before midnight. And I would swear someone is in the very same room, if not the room over. I hear boxes move. It's a very specific sound.
Yeah.
The cardboard sliding across the floor. I hear footsteps. I hear things being fucked with. And it's all this you can brush off. But this is that
Dude,
shit's totally for real.
I had the doors open and shut on me.
That happened to Thomas and I together. Actually,
with the doors open.
It happened in this room.
That's
when
why
I was
this
here by
boiler room
myself.
door is now bolted shut. It cannot open. Anymore.
That's where Freddy Krueger is.
You will hear doors close and shut here.
Donnie, have you been in the boiler room? It looks like a murder happened in there.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Dude,
dirt floor and shit.
You will not spend the night in the boiler room.
So
it's kind of sketchy in there.
In this room, I was actually
this fucking place is
haunted. And the new building has a boiler room just like it.
We just got done doing our
It's even bigger and even worse.
Nobody fucking cares. How dare you?
We don't.
How dare you?
I was just saying, I was in the middle of editing a podcast while everybody left, and the door opened and shut by itself. Same thing happened to Thomas and I. We thought Jake came back, but he didn't.
Yeah.
In the
totally, yeah.
In the build room, the door just opened, it opened.
It opened and it slammed shut, and we were and shortly after that, you actually called Jake.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Were you here?"
Mm-hmm.
And you had Jake on speaker, and he was like, "I don't even know what you're talking about."
Right.
It was so weird, man. That door opened and slammed shut. But it didn't happen instantly. it opened and we just weren't paying no mind to it.
Mm-hmm.
We thought like something is whatever.
Right.
And then a few moments later, just
Yeah, and it was like as
this is
Jake
not
goes
a
through a doorway, he slams doors.
Jacob has
So.
Jacob has a grand entrance. You can actually hear Jake enter the room. You really can. And this sounded just like that. It was a slam. Like it was a. This is not a gust of wind blowing a door shut. These are heavy doors. Okay, before we move, I dare you show up to this shop, and then try to just like blow this door shut. No, these are mighty doors.
I also think that may have been before we had all that exhaust going on in there too. That was like 3-4 years ago.
That
Before the Bitcoin systems?
It was a minute, man. But yeah, that was really weird, and both you and me were freaked out.
Yeah.
And I swear, I used to come
I
in.
think we said fuck it, left after that.
It was seriously like we got freaked out when we left this building. But like I used to come in and work on Saturdays. Like totally true.
Yeah.
And I
Toes is like, not a myth. It happened.
yeah, it really did. Ask my wife. Like, I used to come in and I used to work on Saturdays.
Is that what you told her?
It's just the spirit of Thomas's previous work ethic that had passed away.
I've been here super late and haven't had anything happen, and then I've had weird things happen. It's like hit or miss. It doesn't always happen, but it's just like when you're by yourself, that's when weird shit happens.
I was here by myself from
all the energies
5.
in the building.
I would show up at about 5, 6. That was like my thing. Show up at 5 or 6, and I would work until, seriously, ask anyone. I would work until like 11 o'clock at night.
What if the weird stuff is happening and we just don't know it? Because Thomas didn't even know there was a German restaurant right across from his house. So we're not very observant people.
Apparently, I've been right next door to an awesome German restaurant.
Is that the
So
Bulgarian?
I'm not woke enough.
That's in Troutman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try that
place we used to eat at?
Amanda, if you're
when we worked
listening,
there?
let's go to the
Which
German
place?
restaurant.
The one that's next
Tell
to
me
the pawn
how
shop?
it is. I want to know.
Huh?
To the
Tell
pawn
me
shop?
how it is.
The bar,
It's been
the
there about
Troutman
a
Grill,
year.
whatever.
Yeah. It's a German restaurant now.
Yeah. They had a fire in the kitchen and they turned it into something different.
But dude, like I'm not like, and Gary would swear the same thing. Gary no longer works with us, but Gary would just be like, Gary would even go and do examples. He was like, he'd go across the room.
You gotta do his voice when you say it.
No, I'm not going to do it. But, like, he would go across the room, and it was just like I told Derek. He would take cardboard. It's a very specific sound. Very specific. And he would just, like, drop a box and then drag it across the floor. Mm-hmm. And then, like, it was and then Gary would just be like, no one's here. And I would say the same thing when I was here by myself at, like, 10 o'clock at night. Totally weird. I would swear that someone was in the room working with me. It's a big room. It's about as big as like a
big one.
It's like a basketball court. You reckon?
About a good size. Yep.
Yeah, and so it's a big room. There's many tables. There's many shelves. Like people can move in and out, and they can hide, and you could go all day without knowing someone was there.
It's true.
And this is 10 o'clock at night. You're just like, someone's in this room. It's really fucking weird.
So, Derek, do you have any ghost stories we don't know about? Anything funny happened to you?
I mean, besides the weird stuff happening here,
Yep.
my I tell everybody my house is haunted, and I've turned it into a joke with my kids.
Oh, that's right.
My house is a really, really old house. It was built like in the 60s, and I've been told by my neighbors that both the old man and old woman died in the house. Not at the same time. Like the old man died, and then, a couple years later, the old woman died in the house, whatever. But I get some really crazy stuff that's happened in my house. And one of the really weird ones that happens pretty much every night, my house has all LED lights. But every night, and not till the middle of the night, it'll be like 2 a.m, my lights will flicker. And they're LED lights. They're not even supposed to do this, but they will flicker. It doesn't matter what bulbs are in there. The inside, basically, it's down my hallway and like my living room. Those lights will just start like this light glow and flicker on and off. And they will do that until about 5 in the morning.
Damn.
And it's like if people say, "Oh, you just have an electrical problem," well, why didn't it do it all the time?
Right.
Why is it only this specific time in the middle of the night? My lights will do this in my house.
That's when the hot water heater kicks on.
Yeah. Then we get we get the random noises, and all my kids will tell you, like, all the time it'll sound like somebody's walking in my attic. Like
Right.
you will hear plain as day footsteps walking through my attic.
Right.
And I've like it'll happen at night. And it's always at night, and I'm like, well, I'm not going up there. So I'll wait till the next day, and I've got my gun, and I'm going up there with a gun and flashlight. Like, look, if somebody's hiding out my attic,
You
come
go get
out.
shot.
Yeah. Squatter in the fucking attic.
All right. So listen to this.
Derek
This is
so
actually
Republican that he would shoot a ghost. He would try to shoot a ghost.
Oh, I said that night
Oh,
here.
absolutely.
The night here,
Shoot 'em
the
up.
footsteps were after me, and then when I go to leave, the boiler room door opened again as I'm trying to leave. Because I even texted Jake and Brandon, and I like, I'm bypassing this fucking alarm. I'm out of here. I had my gun in my hand. I was like, I don't know if you can shoot a ghost, but I'm gonna go down trying.
all right. So
I will empty every
a
round
lot
in
of-
my gun.
a lot of people don't know this. I don't even think you know this. I don't even think I don't even think I actually have an alarm system to my house. Now, I don't know how to use it.
That's why we don't know.
Do you pay for the service?
Oh, Thomas is like, oh, that's what it is. Crap.
Okay, but I have an alarm. My wife can confirm there's an alarm system to our house. There's motion detectors. There's everything, and the owners of the previous property left that to us. Once every month, towards the end of the month, take this however you want. It's not a ghost story.
At midnight.
No, 4:30. About on the dot, the motion detectors go off, and it beeps, sort of like you ever heard like a smoke alarm?
Yep.
When it's running out of batteries, it starts to beep once every like minute or so.
Gotcha.
I hear that because I'm such a light sleeper. Everyone else in my house is asleep, and it's like a fever dream. I have to walk downstairs and tell the security system everything's okay. I swear to you, this is about once every 60 days, and it's always towards the end of a month, every 2 months.
Gotcha.
It's like
maybe it's just telling you it's running out of batteries and it's got a timer system.
yeah, but it's funner to say it's a ghost on this fucking stream.
It'd be funny if Mike, or excuse me, that's the same name. If our warranty department just denied an
This
RMA,
is
said,
we've
"There's
lived in
ghosts."
that. We've listen. We've lived in that house for 4
Ghost Watts.
years. We've lived in that house for 4 years. Wonderful house. Love that house. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. 4 years. I'm not kidding you. Every 60 days. It's always at the end of the month. It happened the other night. It's always towards the end of the month every 2 months.
It's just telling you your mortgages, dude. That's all that is. All right, so I got multiple stories.
Let me tell one more
Go
short
ahead,
one
go
real
ahead.
quick. I'll do one more.
Mine's a big
that
one,
happened in
so.
my house. Not too long after I moved into it, because I think about all y'all have been to my house. I live way out of the way. Nobody
Yeah.
knows I even live back there. My house is kind of by itself, back off
It's
the
on
road.
a main road, but it's like we have to go through a ditch. To
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there.
You gotta drive back off the way to get to my house. No one knows it's back there. I'm at home. I'm by myself one evening. My kids ain't home with me, nothing, and I'm just chilling. And then somebody comes beating on my door, like plain as day. It's like boom, 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 boom. Someone's beating on my door. I haven't seen a car come back there, which I'll know. If you come back to my house, I know there's a car coming back there, whatever. I'm like,
Right.
why the fuck is somebody back here? So anyway, I jump up. I'm paranoid as shit. I cut all the lights off in my house. So I'm like trying to peek out so no one can see I'm in there. Because at the time, the only person I even knew would have come around would have been Brandon, because Brandon don't live that far from me over there. I like called Brandon like, dude, are you at my house? Because you're about to get fucking shot. So there was only 2 potential people that might have been over there, and it's like I called him. He's like, no, I'm not at your house. I'm like, all right, somebody's about to get their ass shot fucking around at my house. I'm looking outside. There's no cars. I can't see nobody. I grabbed one of my rifles.
Someone just wants a cup of sugar.
You don't come to my house for something like that. There's no way you walk back there to my house
Got
for
some
a cup of
Kool-Aid?
sugar. But I went and grabbed one of my rifles.
Thank you, sir.
And I put a pistol, on my side. I grabbed one of my rifles and I had a couple extra mags and all. Like I was ready for an assault.
Mm-hmm.
And the way my house is set up, if you come, I only got one door you can get in. If you was to come in that door, basically my hallways lead straight away from it. And I went and sat at the end of my hallway, so I got cover and I got my rifle in my hand. I legit sat there for an hour, waiting to see if somebody was going to test me and come through my fucking door.
Damn.
I had
Stream of bullets.
I had over 100 rounds ready to just.
Catawba man shoots intruder 400
I was going to empty him in
times.
that whole end of the house.
Put his hollow points in.
Like,
He's
'cause
ready.
you never know. Like, it could be something random, or it could be 5 dudes trying to home invasion.
Yeah.
They were going to get mowed down if they come through that door.
Derek doesn't know how many dudes they brought, but he's got more bullets than that.
Right.
Oh, we have a question.
Yep.
SAV2 4-layer coil, yes.
Yep.
4-layer round wire copper.
For real, I think it was about this time last year. I was about to share one of my ghost stories, and there wasn't enough people watching, and there's 30 watching right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, we started this podcast, I think in December is when we started the pilot. Because we were wearing Christmas hats, so we haven't done a Halloween one yet.
Or maybe it wasn't Halloween or something. I remember it was I don't know. Yeah. Hey, I want to tell my other ghost
It's
story.
just not the right time of the day.
Just
We
I want
keep
more
going
of you
until 8
in
o'clock.
here.
Well, let me tell my closest thing to a ghost story here.
All right.
Remember, I took a picture of a bunch of baskets in the prep area, and there was
Yes,
there was
in
weird,
this building.
weird
Yep.
gray mist in my
You
pictures.
actually called me aside.
Yeah, there was
That's
orbs.
crazy.
There was a lot of orbs in that picture.
There was weird gray
Well,
mist.
you look
It-
at our camera system when the lights are out, and that's all you see. It looks like there's ghosts just
So
floating around.
I took pictures of these used baskets in the prep area before it was a prep area. There was weird gray mist, and that's the
And
same
you
room with
couldn't-
the boiler room.
It was only
You
in that
couldn't-
area.
You couldn't get a good pic, and
I took 20 pictures, and every picture had a gray mist in it. I couldn't take pictures of these fucking baskets. I had to move them.
it's
I had to move them to another room.
Okay, y'all. So let me specify. Let me specify. It was a single pallet. You know how big a pallet is. You
I
know
went
how
every side of the pallet.
every side.
Couldn't take a picture.
It was exactly
It was on the pallet.
on the pallet.
Yeah, I took pictures
It
of
was
other shit. And
in
that
the way
was fine.
Yep.
I was like,
of-
I'm trying to sell these fucking baskets. If you're a ghost, can you move?
It looked like a cloud in the sky, it just looked like.
Yeah.
How else do you explain
I
it?
even tried. I was even just being silly. I was like, all right, ghost, fucking move.
Jake was like, okay, if there is a ghost here, please move. I have to get on with my day and do my job.
Right.
And you took 2 pictures later,
Yeah.
and it was gone.
Yeah, it took a while. I waited, and then bam, there was no more mist.
Yeah, it was as thick as this cigar smoke.
Yeah,
That's
it was like
not
this.
No,
It was like this.
no, it was worse.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, pretty well.
And you came because you know me. You showed me, and you're just like, dude, look at this. And I was like, that's fucked up,
Right?
And you're just like, I keep trying to take a picture.
remember those
I
old pictures.
go left, I go right. And it's like, it's right on
Isn't
the
that corner?
pallet.
It's right over here.
It's by
Yeah,
the boiler room. Yeah.
I remember that.
right over that way.
All right, so I guess I'll tell my story. My
All
grandparents'
right,
house.
I gotta pee. No, I'm just kidding.
My grandparents' house in Pennsylvania. It's in the town called Marsville. It's right across the river from Trenton, New Jersey. It's in Pennsylvania, though. So there's the Delaware River, and then right beside that is a canal that they used to use to let boats that go float down the river. They would come back up on the canal to go
Boating
north.
on them.
Their house used to be a barge house. It was a place for people to stay when they're on their boats, just to dock and fuel up, or not fuel up. I don't know what the hell they did back then. There was probably rowboats. Because this is 1830s we're talking about. So anyway, so their house was a barge house. So it had a lot of people in and out. They did a lot of trades there. There's a lot of people in and out of that house throughout the 1800s. So I guess there's a lot of energy in this house. So anyway, my grandparents bought the house in the 70s, 1970s, and my mom and my aunt lived in this home with them. And when they were younger, they used to wake up to all sorts of weird shit happening in the house. The walls would talk to them, and they still, to this day, the walls talk to you, and they will talk back to you. My grandparents got so used to it that they would talk back, and they weren't scared of it anymore. It was weird shit. When my mom and my aunt were young, they said that they would wake up kind of like sleep paralysis, where you can't move. You know, you're kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
My mom would see like an old man looking like Abraham Lincoln with a big old top hat, just staring at her.
Yeah.
And like, she couldn't move.
My
That's
mother-in-law.
creepy.
My mother-in-law has a story very similar.
I will once I got to a certain age and understood what was going on in that house, I would never go back upstairs, because when I would go to use the bathroom up there, the fucking door would open and close all the time. And then that's scary shit.
Brian didn't want anybody seeing Mr. Winky.
Yeah. And then when I was really young, like 6, 7, 8 years old, I used to get pushed.
Sexy.
I say that I used to get pushed down the steps. Now I could have just been falling because I'm clumsy, but multiple times, always,
Okay,
and I
good.
felt like something pushed me down these steps.
Some big cheeks. Catching the wind.
So, and then anytime you take a picture in this house, there's like orbs all over the fucking place. Walls would talk. Anytime my grandfather would do any type of construction in the house, the activity would increase. Anytime they would have somebody come to work on something in the basement, the people would fucking leave and leave their tools. They'd be like, I'm out of this fucking house. So whatever happened in the basement, I don't know. But it was pretty wild growing up in that house. And to this day...
That's what's wrong with Brian.
To this day, weird shit still happens. They don't live there anymore. They sold it a couple of years ago. But they actually sold it to somebody who's interested in that type of shit and that can handle it. So it was cool.
It's pretty weird, bro.
Yep. So, there's no more questions here. We've been on for a little over an hour. You guys got anything to talk about?
Didn't you have another voicemail, Brian?
Maybe. Let's take a look.
I thought there was one that was like
While you're checking,
back a little bit. You see it Monday?
While you're checking, if everybody wants a movie recommendation, Hell Baby. It's just hilarious.
You've been talking about that for like
Hell Baby
weeks.
is amazing.
Hell Baby was good. I watched it.
I made Brian watch it.
That was a
It's
good one.
hilarious. It's a comedy horror.
There's boobies in that movie too.
There are boobies.
Yep, there's boobies.
But
in that
it's
movie.
it's done by the people that did Reno 911. If you guys are familiar with that
it's
show,
it's funny as shit.
and it has who's Key and Peele, not
The Key guy.
the Key guy. The
Yep.
Key guy is in it, and then a lot of people that were on Reno 911.
We do have some voicemails. They're not pertaining to our topic today, but we can go ahead and play them. Let's play this one right here.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Aaron Zook. I had another question for you.
Aaron?
Kind of what I'm wanting to know is a standard size subwoofer and a standard size free air subwoofer. What's the difference really between free air and a standard subwoofer? Also, would the free air subwoofers sound better in a box that's really not correct for it? Is there like room for error as far as like box specs
I would
go?
assume a bigger box.
All right, thanks, guys.
Like a free air sub is, basically a sub designed for a giant sealed box, which is relatively high Q, around 0.7, relatively high VAS, things like that. You really wouldn't want to put a sub designed for that in a box, in my opinion.
Unless it was huge.
Yeah.
Free air woofers, obviously they're probably low power, I would assume, because you don't have anything holding it back.
If they have a lot of excursion, not necessarily.
Are they generally a softer suspension?
No.
Not necessarily. It just depends on, you need to get to your VAS and your Q. Because, you for a sealed box, you want a 707 Q, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generally, your actual Q is lower than that, and your sealed box being small brings it up. So if you have an actual infinite baffle situation, I believe it's the technical definition is 10 times VAS, something like that.
Yeah.
Your Q of the box is going to be the Q of the subwoofer. And
wait, is anybody lighting anything on fire? Why does it smell like somebody's lighting shit on fire in here?
Brandon.
I don't know. And so who makes a really good IB woofer? Stereo Integrity makes a good IB woofer, especially 24.
Yep.
The Q is about
there
7.
BM?
No, you don't want to run. That's a small sub box woofer. And then other than Stereo Integrity, like Acoustic Elegance makes a really good IB woofer.
Okay.
John Janowitz, really cool guy, really smart. I would, if you're interested in his woofers, I would suggest them to anybody.
So if you're doing something in a car and you're trying to go IB, I think the biggest thing guys fail at is sealing it off.
Yeah,
you have to seal that off.
The back wave needs sealed off.
Don't try and do it in an SUV or a truck or anything like that. You almost have to go to a typical sedan trunk car, and you have to seal it off.
Yep.
If you don't, it's going to be a nightmare.
I've seen people build a infinite baffle wall. Like Hank did that in CRX, but technically with the hatch closed, it was kind of a small sealed box. If you opened his hatch, then it was infinite baffle.
Here's the thing I tried to point out back when he did that. Yeah, so you could hope, like, you shut the doors and you open the hatch, and the car is the enclosure, not the other way around. Everybody looks at it as the hatch is the enclosure. No, the freaking car is the enclosure.
Yeah, and so it was still kind of a sealed box, yeah.
And it's kind of like, even in the big SPL builds we do, like even in Project SPL, all your Super Street builds, most people don't realize the vehicle is part of your enclosure. Right. You have to account for that.
Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes the cab is smaller than the box.
Yeah, right.
Especially in extreme vehicles.
Right.
So
it's all box.
That's one of the things about extreme vehicles is sometimes they get the cab so small that it's like putting the mic in the box.
Mm-hmm.
So that's often overlooked. You know who blew my mind with extreme knowledge was Nathan Munson. He was talking about, and he knows this shit like the back of his hand. He was telling me, he's like, no, it's obviously like this, and just everybody's overlooking it. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The first time I talked to him.
I was like, those big extreme builds, you got guys that'll meter in different locations as far as the windshield, the kick panel, or port score, stuff like that. Well, when you go to big Super Street builds, they really suck at port scores.
Yeah.
Because the goal is that what another build would do in the port, you want to have that on your dash.
Right.
So you want it to meter almost the same everywhere. That's why even in my truck, like, there's actually very little difference from my windshield score to my kick score, because your goal was to get it to meter the same in all locations.
It was cool when I met Nathan. I'd actually heard about Nathan Munson when in my 20s. In a car radio magazine. Like he has like an orange car, and he did like a 170 something with a single 10. And like I had heard of him. He was like a celebrity to me, and then I met him, and then he was like, "Hey man, it's really cool to meet you." I was like, "It's really cool to meet me. It's really cool to meet you."
Yeah, I think last I seen, he still has that car. He was.
Yeah,
I saw he was doing a rebuild on it, and I don't know if he stopped on it or what he did.
Nathan's coming back out, I believe, guys. Just so you know.
Oh, he's definitely coming back out. Somebody.
What'd you say, Thomas? You gotta go.
I'm leaving.
Bye, Thomas.
Hey, I'm gonna end this here in a minute.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Well.
Love you.
Later.
Somebody pissed Nathan off, and they sparked a fire in him, and I think he's coming hard next year.
Nathan's like
Chris both.
Nathan's like a super cerebral, like intellectual guy. So I've been speaking to him back and forth about subs, and he has the hard questions, and I got to sit down and think about.
Love y'all.
And I'm like, wait a second.
Y'all.
He has something really complicated about like back EMF and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, give me a second. Let me think about that.
All right, I got one more question here. We'll get to that, and we'll end this bad boy.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
What up, Sundown? This is what is called me Concerned Citizen.
Oh no, we already listened to that one. Where is it? Because I heard it earlier.
Hey, this is Josh over in Sevierville, Tennessee. Just wanting to know if y'all gotten the chance to test that Salt 12K out on music and a vehicle yet. Wonder if it's going to survive that .35 ohm life. Thank you, guys.
Sevierville.
So, Derek, you have put it in Project SPL.
I have not yet.
We did. No. Well, we did some burnt testing over there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Not musical.
The salt. I was thinking the SFB, the other SFB. No, I haven't done the SFB yet. But yeah, the salt. No, I didn't wire it down low. We just put it in there just to be able to hold the voltage up and do the good amp dyno and the Magnum testing. But
it's a beast though.
Oh, no doubt.
0.35 DCR really shouldn't be an issue for it whatsoever.
No, it's. Look, if you got a good Korean amp, those things will run half ohm all day long. Yeah. So you're talking DCR. I hate it when people try to refer to DCR because it's honestly irrelevant in cars. But yeah, it'll run at 0.35 DCR, no sweat. I don't doubt it'll do 0.35 nominal, whatever. I mean, I'm sure
it's a beast.
We get them in cars. We're gonna have them things at quarter ohm, like no doubt. They're all the salt amps, all the Korean amps like that.
Voids warranty, folks. Don't do that shit.
Yeah, don't do it. We don't recommend doing that at home. But the output sections are so overbuilt on them things, they can handle a ton of current output. So wiring them below 1 ohm, no sweat. They'll do it.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Remember, folks, we're doing a Teespring fundraiser to get the hoodies and leggings and whatever, all that good stuff. Use promo code NUM, which is NUM, 1, the word 1, ONE and then fan FAN.
Hey.
Num1 fan.
Hey, do we have any ghosts over there that would like to be in the picture?
No.
For our
that ghost will never be in this picture. He doesn't want to.
No. Well, for Halloween.
You want to be in the
spirit of Halloween.
You want to be in the thumbnail?
Nothing would be scarier.
All right, so everybody look at that camera. Have a good night, folks.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Brian Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.